How many of you would like to learn the first step to manifesting, to create whatever you want in your life? Well, in today's episode, I'm going to tell you just that. Let's go get that nugget. Welcome to Life Mastery Podcast. I'm Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind, your host, energy healer, and intuitive coach. This is where we learn to master our lives and ignite our spirit, one nugget at a time. Hey guys, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you manifesting with ease. If you're not manifesting with ease, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. I love talking about manifesting. You know, there's a lot of aspects about my business that I love, and manifesting is one of them because I love the idea of driving my own car. Like there's things in my life that I'm like, I don't like this. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want this showing up in my life. This is frustrating. And then right after that, I'm like, I want to change it. And when I started studying manifesting, it was years ago, 25, 30 years ago, started studying the law of attraction. And I read book after book. Like, I'm not kidding, 1,000 books, blogs, courses, videos, articles, everything I could. And it took me probably those 1,000 books to start piecing the whole thing together. If you are going to take notes, get your journal out, because I'm going to give you not only the key steps, but I want to give you the whole big picture. And step one that we're going to talk about today is about building that momentum and moving yourself forward. So there's a lot of coaches and articles and stuff out there that give you like little slivers of how to manifest. Like if you watch The Secret, they're like, think about what it is you want and then picture having it and then it's yours. And you turn the corner and there's the brand new Corvette that you've been dreaming about. It can happen in a powerful way like that, but those are not the only steps. And I found that a lot of people would think about something that they wanted, but right as they would think about it, the resistance would show up. The limiting beliefs, the thought patterns, the I don't deserve it, I'm not worthy, all of those things would show up. No matter how many times they thought about and pictured driving the Corvette, it never showed up. And so then they just resolved to the fact manifesting doesn't work. The law of attraction is this false thing. And I want to express that it is not false. It is a real thing. And it is about tapping into the energy field and understanding the art of creating. I like to use the metaphor, the analogy of having a clear canvas every single day. And on that canvas, every day, you can paint anything you want. You can put any picture on there. You can put the picture of your past pain. You can put the picture of your lack and of your scarcity. You can put the picture of the things that you hate on the canvas. Every day you can. And then that becomes your day. The next day, you can put a different picture. You can draw something different. You can put a different intention out into this quantum field, out into this energy, align with that new dream. And in the process, releasing those blocks, those thought patterns, those beliefs that don't work, that don't align with the thing. So there's a few pieces to it that I'll talk about, but number one is the number one part of manifesting, and that is your thoughts. So here's what I want you to write down. And I want you to do this with me with your hands. It's understanding the whole process. So the first thing you do is as you're standing is you take your index fingers and you point to your temples, your mind. So just as if you were to show me what your mind where it is, you would point to your temples, your head. My mind, so my thoughts. My thoughts are first. Then the next thing you point to is your mouth. Those thoughts go to your mouth, which is your language, your words, your self-talk, the way you talk to other people. The next is you move right down to your heart, which is your emotional state. My thought equals my words, which equal my emotion. And then I want you to put your hands out in front of you like you're about to catch a giant ball. That's your life. So my thoughts point to your head, then point to your mouth. My thoughts equal my words, my language, then point to your heart. That's how I feel. And then your hands are outward. That equals my life. That is the whole process of manifesting. Now, you can change that state anywhere along the road of your desires. You can change how you feel. You can change your words. You can change your actions. You can manipulate the world as much as you can. But where we're going to start today is your thoughts. Your thoughts are so, so powerful because they either align with your desire or they don't, period. Now, when we talk about today, our words and our thoughts, I want you to understand there's going to be a couple of other steps in there. So each of those steps has resistance. But when I look at the last step, which is the manifestation of the thing, if it is not here yet, then I'm not in alignment yet, or it's coming. And the way to know is how confident do I feel about it coming? If I don't feel that confident, then it's not coming. If I do feel like, oh yeah, it's just a matter of time, then it's on its way. Your emotional state is your compass. It is letting you know if the thing is on its way to you or if it's not. Now, using your emotions as a compass is a very important step. And what do we need to do that? We need to have this introspection. We need to look in at ourselves and how we feel as it relates to that desire. Do we feel doubt? Do we feel frustration that it's not here? Or do we feel in alignment and confident? Those are really the questions you ask. Okay? And then we're going to go up. We're going to kind of do this backwards. You can use the manifestation. If it's not here yet, then go back to our emotions. So you're going to go backwards in the cycle. Go back to your emotional state. How do I feel about the desire? Do I feel like I'm in alignment or no? It's a yes or no question, really. Then what are the words that I'm using when I talk about my desire? Am I using positive words? Am I excited? Am I filled with joy? Am I so turned on about the desire coming? Or do I feel doubt? Do I talk about frustration? Am I anger? Am I blaming? Am I in victim mentality? What is it? What words am I using? And then that will tell you what your thoughts are, because your thoughts are your words. So let's go. Let's get it. Let's talk about it. I love to use acronyms. If you've been listening to my podcasts for a while, you already know this. I love to use acronyms, and I love to create acronyms that, when used by themselves, really give a broad image of, or a broad idea of the whole tool, all of those tools. And this acronym that I'm using today is the word forward, moving forward. When we are stuck in our past and our thinking and thought patterns and limiting beliefs, we are in the past. We are taking something from the past that didn't work. We're using beliefs that are no longer serving us, and we're bringing those beliefs with us into the present moment. And then we're throwing them out onto the sidewalk of life to then experience that belief once again on our big canvas throughout the day. And that's a canvas that you can paint anything you want on there. And today we're going to talk about different words that you can use using the acronym forward that is going to allow you to move forward. When I use words like I can't, or it's not coming, or what the flip, when I'm using words like that, that has this stuck momentum. It feels stuck. I feel like I'm not going anywhere. I'm not in the flow. I have no momentum. So when we change our words and those words have energy, we now are propelling ourselves forward and drawing the desire towards us. So let's go through a few of these and try a few on. But what I want you to do is I want you to think about your desire. I want you to think about what your desire is, and then I want you to think about what words do you use right now to describe that desire coming to you. Are you using negative words or positive words? Are you using words that block your energy, or are you using words that create flow? And you'll know this is all part of the introspection, because I want you to try on these words and see how they feel. And people are like, what the heck does that mean? Try on the words. When you start saying certain things, you're going to get an idea of, does that word have flow? Does that word feel good? Or does that word feel terrible when I say it? If that word feels terrible when you say it, then you're not in flow. When that word feels amazing and you feel confident and you feel sure that your desire is coming to you, you're in flow. And not only are you bringing the desire to you through from the quantum, you're creating it and you're bringing it towards you, you're also moving yourself towards it. So you're cutting down that time in half or more. The thing could show up in any minute. A few episodes ago, I talked about being in the state of possibility, allowing the thing to be created. Have you ever seen those 3D printers? They're amazing of what they can print. I want you to think of the quantum field as a 3D printer, that out there in the ether, that there is this energy that I can imprint the thing that I want. And as long as I have that laser focus and I'm in alignment with the thing, then the universe is going to 3D print whatever it is that I want. Whatever it is that I want. And then I'm pushing the button that says print or submit, and then it starts printing and I start moving towards it and it starts coming towards me. There is a difference when we talk about you are a creator. You are creating abundance. That abundance isn't already just existing like right there in front of you. You are creating it. You are putting it on the canvas, and you are allowing the universe to 3D print the money that you want to come to you, or the new relationship, or the new job. But if you don't hit submit, or you decide you're going to complain about it not being there instead, it never gets to print. Does that make sense? So we are in this space of creating, which is why they say the abundance, the universe is abundant. The universe is unlimited. You can print anything you want, just like that 3D printer. All right, let's get going. So writing the acronym down, if you're taking notes, write the word forward, FORWARD. And here's the words you're going to start using. I want you to think about your desire, and I want you to start creating some sentences and short, maybe mantras that you can start using when you're talking about your desire, okay? The first F, there's only one F. The F is for flow. Getting in the flow. I'm in the flow of whatever your desire is. I'm in the flow of getting a healthy body. I'm in the flow of $10,000 a month. I'm in the flow of bringing in more clients, or in the flow of finding the career. I love, love, love the word flow. Getting in the flow. That is such a forward momentum word, isn't it? I'm in the flow of. I feel like I'm in the flow. Like, I love that word so much. So try that one on. Feel that word. Say it out loud. Step into the arena of using new words when you talk about your thing. And be, and we're going to go right to the O. Be open to the possibilities. I am open to more money coming to me. I am open to the idea of prosperity. I am open to creating the life that I want to live. I am open to bringing in love into my life. Try the word open and see how it goes. Every single one of these words are different ways that you can build up your vocabulary and your language. That's the next step, right? From your thoughts, is you can use words to change your thoughts, and you can change your thoughts to influence your words. And that's what we're doing. We're going to start playing with the idea of creating. You can literally, right now in this moment, you could say literally anything you want to say. You can think anything you want to think. You are not a prisoner of your thoughts. You are not a victim of your circumstance. We think we are, but we're living our life backwards. We're living our life based on the manifestation that shows up, instead of using that as a deciphering tool to say, oh, this is what's showing up in my life. Well, obviously I need to look back at my thoughts and my emotions, because my thoughts and emotions are creating this circumstance and this relationship and this finance and this career. And if I like it, well, then keep doing that. Keep using those words. If you don't like it, that's when we begin the change. If we don't like something that is showing up in our 3D world, I hit submit and the universe brought me this thing and I'm like, oh wait, that's not what I wanted. So you throw that thing away and you go, let's recreate it. Isn't that a great idea? Like, I love the thought of the universe as this 3D printer that brings you this job. And you're like, I didn't mean a full-time job. I meant a part-time job. So I'm going to change my words. I'm going to change my thinking. I'm going to change the image, and I'm going to hit submit again and see what shows up. So first one, the F, is getting in the flow, using different words. The next one is being open. I am open to the flow. I am open to the universe bringing me a different desire. I am open to health. I am open to prosperity, and trying those words on. Okay, let's move on to the R. The first R is about releasing. Now, I want you to think about your desire. And as you think about it, take the limit right off. Take the lid right off your desire and go, I want to think about something big. Let's talk about, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm always in business, and, I talk about money all the time. And I want to bring in $100,000 this year. That's one of my big goals. I want to bring in I want to bring in $100,000 this year. And when I talk about money, I can feel limits myself, right? If you know some of my story, I grew up and was very poor and didn't have clothes that fit, and single mom. And she had a hard time with jobs and had a hard time raising me and my brother. And we dealt with a lot of, I wouldn't say poverty, but definitely not enough money. Like, we had a nice house to live in. I had, we had clothes, we had food, but she had supports, right? We had food stamps, and she had supports from different organizations through the church and through the school that she would tap into for resources for me and my brother. And she did the very best she could. I definitely recognized it then when I was a kid, and I definitely recognize it now. And I was never homeless. We never lived in our car. My mom did not have substance abuse issues. She just had a hard time managing money and or making enough money to take care of us. So I have that thinking sometimes when it comes to money that that's not reasonable. So what I do, here's one thing I do, and I want you to make some notes about this if you feel resistance when you're talking about your desire, is to be able to release the resistance. And you could do that as the R is release the resistance. Now, here's what I mean. If I say I want to make 6 figures this year in revenue from my business, and all of a sudden I feel the resistance when I say it, then I'm going to go actually even bigger. And I'm going to say, I want to make $10 million this year. Now, the reason I do that is because it allows that resistance to make itself known. If it makes itself known, now I can clear it. And I can clear that resistance where now I can say, I want to make $10 million and I don't feel any resistance. Isn't that amazing? Like, I love doing that. I love working at the energy level because things really start shifting. I want to tell you something. I was working with my coach just a couple of hours ago, and the very thing we did is we were working on something different actually, but we talked about money, and I said, I want to make 100,000. And she goes, do you feel resistance? I said, yeah, a little bit. And she goes, let's go bigger. And I said, I want to make 10 million. And I felt it, and we cleared it. And then I come back to the 100,000, and how does it feel? I said, it feels amazing. It totally feels doable. I feel confident. It feels like it's going to make itself known. I feel like it's going to bring in the right clients. It's going to bring in the right business. It's going to give me the ideas that I align with. It's amazing. It feels good. So I get off the phone with her, and I talked to Amy for a few minutes on her lunch break. And so I talked to Amy for a few minutes. I tell her about this coaching and whatever, and we're kind of excited. Anyway, I get off the phone with Amy, and not kidding, by the time I come back around, I'm sitting at my desk, I'm getting ready to record. She sends me a text and says she just got a work bonus. And I'm like, it's happening. Every single time I do this coaching, and every single time I release some stuck energy, some belief, I am releasing the resistance, something immediately shows up. And that's what showed up in a 2-hour period. I released the resistance, and immediately she gets this bonus. So it's really cool to work at this energy. And here's my thought. What have you got to lose, right? If your life is not working out in some area, you start working meditation and manifesting and the law of attraction and releasing the resistance, working on your limiting beliefs, what do you got to lose? Stuff's going to start breaking loose, right? It's going to start working. So that's the R, release the resistance. So if you can start finding the resistance and start releasing the resistance, things really, really start shifting. The W stands for willing, being willing to allow the thing to come in. being willing, being open. That's in the flow, isn't it? I'm willing to look at something different. I'm willing to let this thing into my life. I'm willing, I'm open, I'm in the flow. Like it just has this great forward momentum. So give that a try. Check in with your desire. I'm willing to let myself be healthy. I'm willing to allow love into my life. I'm willing to give myself a chance with purpose, allowing my purpose to show itself and to reveal itself to me. Like, isn't that an amazing way to look at your life? I'm willing. Isn't that great? It really puts you in the flow. Now, the A is allow. We talked about that one just a little bit. I kind of gave that one in there, a couple little secrets. When I was talking about the other ones, I am allowing, like I said, like I'm willing to allow. You can do it in there too. You can combine these however you want. The trick, and write this down. The trick is to try these words on and feel how they feel. I really like the word flow. So I use that word a lot. I'm in the flow. And I ask myself throughout the day, am I in the flow with this decision or with this podcast episode? Like I check in with myself. Am I in the flow with this podcast episode? Do I want to talk about this topic? And I'm either a hell yes or a hell no. And am I in the flow with it? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, then you guys don't get to hear about it. You don't get that episode. And if I'm a yes, then here you go. And here I am, right? Off cue. I just have the 7-letter words written down in my podcast notebook, and that's it. Everything else is off the cuff. And those are some of my best podcast episodes, is that I'm just here talking with you. I'm in the flow with my podcast. I'm in the flow with drawing in clients who want to work with me. I'm in the flow with people who want to be a part of my community or a part of my group coaching program. And as I'm in the flow, they reach out to me. They send me a message. They send me an email. They reach out and they're like, hey, I want to be a part of your program because I want to learn how to manage my life. I want to learn how to create. I want to have the blank canvas in front of me, and I want you to support me. And I'm standing right here going, yeah, come on, bring it on. I'm ready and you're ready. Let's go. So the A is for allowing. I'm allowing love in my life. I am allowing a new career to reveal itself. Another forward momentum word. The second R is for receiving. Another powerful word. I am receiving prosperity. I am receiving messages for different jobs that are out there and available to me. I am receiving my desire. And it's that's a good one. And sometimes that can be a hard one, even just using the word receiving. I am receiving something good, that can be a hard one for people to actually feel in that energy of receiving. So if you do have resistance, go back up to step number 3. And these don't really have to be steps. You don't have to do these in sequential orders. These are all just different words about about moving forward. So, but if you do feel that resistance, go back up to, I am releasing the resistance. I am releasing the resistance around that desire coming to me. And the last one, number 7, this is very, very powerful, is I am deciding. I am deciding, or I have decided. I have decided I'm going to be healthy. I have decided I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I have decided I'm going to make 6 figures this year. I have decided I'm going to let love into my life. I have decided. When you do that, that is an affirmation of confidence that says, I want the energy to work with me. I want the universe to come to my aid. I am moving in this direction with confidence, and here I am. I have decided I blank. I am going to be in the flow of bringing this thing to me. And then from here, as we think about what step 2 is, now look at our image that we started with, pointing to our head that says, I'm changing my thoughts. This is going to help you change your words. What's the next one? Your emotional state. So every time you try these words on through your meditation practice, as you try these words on throughout the day, not just once, not just one time in the morning, but try to get these words embedded in your new language and your new vocabulary. And when you do that, you're starting to shift and change your emotional state. Now, I've said this before. Your heart center is where the vortex gets created. That is your submit button, is in the center of your chest. Your mind does not create. Your mind just has the idea. Your heart creates. So as you're using these words, you're going to feel into them in your heart space. And as you feel into them in your heart space, that, my friends, is where you start creating. That is where the secret has left that part of the ingredient off. Like you're making chocolate chip cookies and you forgot the chocolate chips, right? It's not a chocolate chip cookie then, right? That is where the secret in the movie has left off that a very vital, important step. You have to feel connected to your desire. You have to feel a direct connection. There are no bumps or obstacles or speed bumps or stop signs or intersections or dead ends. It has to be a direct line to your desire in a way that you feel confident, you feel sure, and you feel like you're in the flow. So give this a try and let me know if you need some support. My outro is going to be about connecting to my group coaching program. If you need support, this is the stuff that we talk about. Wow, that may have felt like a lot of information in today's episode, but if you're looking for support and a deeper knowledge of what we talked about today, then let's connect. You can learn more about how I work and how you can work with me. Send me an email to the meditationroomtc@gmail.com, subject line, let's talk. And in the meantime, you can join my online Facebook community, Lady Rising, and mention that you came in through the podcast. I look forward to supporting you and connecting with you there.